I was just wondering, this is the opening part of the show. Do you have an opening comment?
Well, I'll try to ad lib one if you want.
Give it a go, whatever.
Okay. Well, here we are, Les. The Indians start up again with a series against the Minnesota Twins, and so resumes our conversation about what they should do. Buy, sell, stand pat at the July 31st trade deadline, or what? Got a chance to talk with former Twins great Tony-Oliva at Play Ball Park inside the convention center the other day. He's still invested in the team all these years later and believes the Twins' own decision is more clear-cut. He believes they'll buy. Former Marlins All-Star Cliff-Floyd, who now works with MLB Network, said the same. Their theory is that it's much more clear-cut when a team has a lead. Their window is fully open. At 5.5 games behind the Twins, the Indians is only cracked open. But there's time for this team to send a message to the front office still before July 31st. If they can cut it to a game or two or even chase down the Twins, the message will be clear. Hands off. We got this. Now, if you're the front office and those calls are coming in about Trevor-Bauer, and it's a big time.
It's a tough call.
It's a big time deal package that you can answer questions about your position players for the next 5 years. You know, I don't know what you do. I think you probably trade him and try to do what Tampa did last year, which was they traded Chris Archer at the deadline, continued to win games, and ended up being a playoff team, I believe, correct?
All right, yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I feel, and then you respond to that. You get a 17-game stretch here with 6 against Minnesota, 3-3, home and away, and then you've got Detroit and Kansas City and somebody else not very good, I think Toronto. I said last night, and I know you were watching, you might have missed this part, that that at the end of this 17-game stretch, I said I think the Indians will be in first place in the American League Central on their way to sort of running away the rest of the way.
Wow.
Well, running away to me is if you win it by 5 or 6 games, to me that's running away with it.
If you were 12 games out in the losing and the loss column and you win by 5 or 6 games, yeah. I agree with you. That's a runaway.
Okay, so they were 11.5. Were they 11.5 or just 11 back?
Yeah, they were 11.5 games back, but 12 behind.
And now they're 5.5 back.
Mm-hmm.
And 17 games, which they should, I believe, win 13 or 14 of them.
Well, the only thing I would say is that the Twins. So you're assuming they're going to sweep the Twins somewhere in there, or
I
take 2 out of 3 every time they play them?
I think their losses come there.
You know, the Twins also have those same teams in the division.
Yes, they do.
Too.
I don't know if they have them right now, but eventually they will.
I think the Twins are good enough. I just think that right now they've got a few injuries with, I think, Rosario, C.J. Cron. And I do believe they'll go out and get more help, whether it's bullpen help or starting pitching help. But I think they're going to add to it, just as we've talked about the Dolans doing the same thing here.
Yeah.
They add when they've had a lead.
Yeah.